Hello and welcome to tizoguitar. My name is Tyler Griffiths, and if you're new here, this channel is all about learning guitar, but with a special focus on R&B music. So if that's what you're into, I highly suggest going ahead and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, clicking the notification bell, that way you don't miss any future live streams or uploads to the channel. Typically, my live stream schedule is Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's where I'll be teaching most of my lick lessons and song tutorials like tonight. And then on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern is when I would teach more general concepts, things about guitar as far as like guitar maintenance, tips and tricks, music theory, all that kind of stuff. So that's Saturday streams for that. And then lick lessons and song tutorials on Tuesday nights. Hope you can make it for the next one. All right, so as the title suggests, we are learning the song Lettin Go by Reggie Becton. All right, really awesome artist, really awesome song, and I love the guitar parts in this one. This is more of an intermediate to advanced style lesson. I'm going to be doing some advanced kind of finger picking type stuff, but I do encourage you, if you're not really strong in your finger picking currently, go ahead and take on the challenge of trying to learn this song. It's going to be well worth it just for the skills that you'll gain along the way. All right, enough of that talking. Go ahead and grab your guitar and let's get to it. Alrighty, so the tab for this lesson will be available on my Patreon page. I'll drop the link in a pinned comment right under the video once this video gets posted to the channel. All right, so if you need that, that is available for you. This song is going to be in the key of E major, and we're going to be using a bunch of different chord shapes. I'm not going to go over the chord shapes in depth. I'll just kind of show you where to put your fingers. And then if you want the actual names and stuff with the chord shapes, those will be available on the tab that you can get from Patreon. All right. So, first part of the song, we're doing this. Okay, so this shape, you're really playing the 2nd fret of the low E string, the 4th fret of the A string, the 4th fret of the D string, the 2nd fret of the G string, and then you're playing the B string and high E string open. Very lovely chord. All right, and so we're starting off just by playing the low E string and the A string, and then we're gonna strum the other 4 strings right after that. I kind of do it with the back of my index finger with the nail portion. So I do thumb, and I just hit the bottom 4 strings with my index. Okay, next we're gonna grab this chord. So for this one, I'm doing thumb over, grabbing the 4th fret of the low E string. I'm muting out the A string. We're not playing that one. Then I have my, looks like my dog wants to make a guest appearance. Sorry about that. My index finger is going to be barring from the D string down on that 4th fret. All right, so all the way down. And then my ring finger is going to grab the 5th fret of the B string. So it'll sound like this. Really, you only need to play down to the B string. So in the flow of the song, you're going to be playing all 4 of those strings, low E, D, G, and B, all together. Then you're going to do, so you're going to drop your thumb from the 4th fret to the 5th fret, and you're going to play the upper portion, basically the G, B, and high E strings. It's not really moving from the previous chord. You're still playing that upper triad, which that would be an E major triad. So you're just playing E major triad with A in the bass. So far we have A string by itself, or sorry, low E string by itself first, and then E major triad following that. Then we're gonna shift to this shape, which is kind of it's like, what would that be? A C sharp minor 9 kind of shape, but we're just playing it this way. All right, so barring from the A string down on fret 4, and then ring fingers going on the 6th fret of the D string. Okay, so we're gonna go play the A string by itself, and then play the G and B strings together. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna kind of roll through this chord kind of quickly. And once we roll through the chord, we're gonna hammer on to the 5th fret of the B string. So we're kind of hammering into the C sharp minor 7 chord. but we're starting with our middle finger up. So first off, it's going to be A string, G and B strings together. So, whoop, there we go. And then hammer on as we roll through the chord. Okay, so far. Slide all the way down and bar from the A string down on fret 2. We're going to play the A string by itself and then play the B and high E strings together. Okay, so after this, just like that. And then this is the one section where I'm kind of playing it a little bit differently from the recording. The recording kind of just plays the B and the high E string portion of this F diminished 7. I like playing the entire chord of the F diminished 7. So I have my index finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, ring finger is on the 4th fret of the G string, middle finger is on the 3rd fret of the B string, and pinky is on the 4th fret of the high E string. So it's starting on the bottom 4 strings, it's 3, 4, 3, 4. And like I said, in the recording, I think they're just plucking the B and the high E string, but I think it sounds better with the full chord. So that's how I play it. Play it however you want. All right, so real quick from the top. Okay, so that's the first half. Then from there, we're gonna go into kind of like a repeat. It's almost like the first chord, but we're changing a few of the spots that we're playing. So thumb is still grabbing the 2nd fret of the low E string. We're using ring finger to grab the 4th fret of the D string. We're using our pointer finger or our index finger to play the 2nd fret of the B string. And then our pinky is on the 4th fret of the high E string. And that's basically, your pinky stayed there from the previous chord. So that F diminished 7, your pinky is the only finger that really stays where it is. The rest of the fingers kind of shift over to where they're supposed to be. So once again, this chord. So we're gonna play low E string, we're gonna play D string, and then we're gonna play the B and high E strings together. So it'll sound like this. Then we're going to shift down to the same chord that we played before. Just this time we're not going to play the D string, we're just going to play the low E string. All right, we're playing low E, G, and B strings. But it's the same chord that was the 2nd chord from the beginning part, this one. Okay, so I'm playing 4th fret of the low E, 4th fret of the G, and 5th fret of the B. So from here, play the 5th fret of the low E again by itself. And this time we're grabbing this chord. Instead of playing this triad up here, we're grabbing with our middle finger the 6th fret of the G string. And with our ring finger, we're grabbing the 7th fret of the B string. Okay. So low E first, and then G and B strings together. So from the top of the 2nd portion. Okay. Then we're returning to this C sharp minor 9 type shape. We're playing the A string, then the D string, and then the G and B strings together. Letting that ring out. And then we're gonna go up here and we're gonna play a similar shape. Basically like we're playing a B minor 9 kind of shape. And we're going to do index finger barring from the A string down on the 2nd fret. Ring finger is going to go on the D string, fret 4. We're going to go. So we're going to play A string, then D string, and then the B and high E strings together. All right, so don't play that G string, just the A, D, and then the B and high E together. Then we're gonna go back to our F diminished 7. And we have this trick where every time that you shift a diminished 7 shape up 3 frets, you're basically playing an inversion of that same chord. That's what we're using for this song. So we're gonna play the F diminished 7, and then shift up 3 frets to play this G sharp or A flat diminished 7. So here we're starting on 3, 4, 3, 4. Those are your bottom 4 strings. And we're gonna shift up so that we're playing on the 6th fret of the G string, 6th fret of the D string, then the 7th fret of the G, 6th fret of the B, 7th fret of the high E. Okay, so from that second part, from the top of the second part, it goes. Oh, wrong chord. Okay, so here's the whole thing very slow. Is the entire loop for the song. Now when you first start playing the song, you are gonna have to play the first half of that part just by just the first half of that progression, and then it loops over starting again. So you're gonna play from here. You're gonna play that whole thing one more time, and then the loop happens where you have the first section is different from the second section. All right, so basically play the first half of the progression twice to start the song, then you play the second half, and then it just repeats first half, second half, first half, second half. Okay, so hopefully I described that well enough. That is all I have for you today. Let's turn that off. All right, so definitely take a look at that one. If you're intermediate to advanced, give it a try. If you're a beginner to this fingerstyle stuff, still give it a try. Just take your time and be patient as you're learning to kind of hold those chord shapes and play those things cleanly. Just start very slow and build your speed up. If you need the tabs, once again, they are available on patreon.com/tizoguitar. I will drop a link to that in a pinned comment after this live video gets posted to the channel. Also, if you like this type of music and you're not really sure where to begin, all this stuff we went over tonight is just kind of over your head. Don't feel bad about that. I am more than happy to come alongside you on your guitar journey and kind of show you the ropes, show you how to build these techniques and build yourself up to the point where you can play stuff like this and it's not so stressful, it's not so hard to grasp. If you're interested in that, I do teach private lessons via Zoom. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and drop me an email at tizoguitar@gmail.com. Tizoguitar, just like the channel name, at gmail.com. tizoguitar@gmail.com. Say, hey, I saw your stream. I wanted to see, get some information about lessons, and I will go ahead and give you some info as soon as I can. Other than that, if you're looking for a good resource to figure out what kind of chords do I need to know to play R&B, I've compiled something called Tizo's R&B Chord Library, Volume 1. And it's just a collection of basically 35 different voicings of different chord shapes that I've come across in my time of playing R&B. It's really just a way to kind of consolidate and say, all right, this is pretty much what I need. It's probably 90% of the chords I've ever seen in all my time playing R&B music. So it's all in one place for you. You can learn each of those shapes, and it's kind of built off of learning the shapes with the root on the low E string, with the root on the A string, and then with the root on the D string. If you have no idea what that means, I have graphics. They're all color-coded to which fingers you got to place where and all that stuff. That'll just take you through that whole process of learning those common R&B voicings. So that'll be available for purchase. There's a link in the description below. Click that if you would like to check that out. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time on Saturday. Hope you can make the next stream. Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern is when I'll be there. All right, take care. Have fun.